kan sei chon hei ama hi Anil Antony nia kan sia thidana chuan apa kha AK Antony hmaa central minister thi ami fapa khania chuan apa kan sia thidan tura chuan main ama le hu AK Antony ka Indian hak sakran in charge kon lom ko tu wang chuan tin an mani he Christian ami ti ka kan sei dun chuan hei putiam le pite te le ki kan thupui don ania tuma kan hei press conference to reach Kumodia Sarkar kum som chunga tihluih kami kum sang campaign issue kum.
Good afternoon, and I thank all my friends from the media fraternity for being here today. I'm joined today in this press conference by the state president of Mizoram BJP, Sri Valal Mokaji, former president and senior leader Sri Lal Ramtiamaji, Ms. Tute ji. Today, I am here on a day which is a very momentous day in India's governance history. Yesterday, on the 9th of June, was the anniversary of first year of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's third government. And just in the recent days, our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji has now completed 11 years as the Prime Minister leading this country. The 2024 elections for the Bharatiya Janata Party was a very historic election, where just for the second time in India's glorious 75 plus year history, a government came back for the third time and a Prime Minister came back for the third straight time. The last 11 years for India was truly historic, laying the foundation of a strong, secure India that is in the path of being a fully developed Vikasit Bharat by 2047, the 100th year of our independence. Like our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji said, the next 25 years is the Amrit Kal of India, the golden age of India. And the last 11 years have laid a lot of very strong foundations for that. In the last 11 years, if we look at any sector, any area, we have seen capacities and skills drastically improving multiple fold. In 2014, India was a 2 trillion economy, the world's 10th largest economy. In the previous 3-4 years, India has overtaken countries like UK, like France, and now, according to all the global agencies, the country is in the verge of overtaking Japan as the 4th largest economy. The economy has more than doubled. It's a 4 trillion economy. And in the next 2 years, the economy is projected to cross 5 trillion and be the 3rd largest economy. In a very turbulent world, every global organizations, including the IMF, now says that India is a lone bright spot in a very turbulent world. You look at any spectrum, you see this kind of capacity enhancement. For instance, the roadways in India used to be 91,000 kilometers in 2014. Now almost 60,000 plus kilometers have been added, and now there are almost 1.5 lakh kilometers of road lines in India. Similarly, the railway line electrification has more than trebled from 20,000 kilometers to 60,000 plus kilometers. India currently is making almost 1 to 2 metro systems an year and almost 7 to 10 airports an year. The number of airports have more than doubled from 74 to 160. The number of universities and schools in the country has more than doubled. The number of medical colleges have more than doubled from 330 to 680, and institutions of higher excellence like IITs, IIMs, etc. have more than trebled. IITs from 7 has increased to 25 plus, and IIMs from 8 has crossed 25. India in the last 11 years has also been the fastest growing digital economy and the fastest growing global major economy. Right now, the country has the third largest startup ecosystem. The number of registered startups in the country has increased from 500 plus in 2014 to almost 1.25 lakhs now, and almost 30 plus skilled engineers and skilled labor are now being employed in the startup ecosystem. Many sectors like space, defense, etc. have opened up, and now we are seeing indigenous capacity and a lot of private startups that are being created in the sector. Now, India also have created a lot of world-class digital public infrastructure. For instance, the UPI is now the largest payment platform in the world, and every day India has more number of digital transactions than US and China combined. And India right now amounts to almost 40% of the world's digital transactions. Just a few days back, our country was shocked by a very horrific barbarian terror attack in Pahalgam. At that point of time, our armed forces strongly retaliated, giving a very clear message that we will, despite being a country standing for peace, we will be having zero tolerance to terrorism. The country has made it very clear that terror and trade will not go together, and blood and water will not flow together. During that operation, we also saw the strength of our indigenous defense systems, where systems like Akash, systems like Astra, systems like Akashtir, all of them showed their full mettle and battle readiness, and our defense indigenous systems also showed that now we are world class. At this moment, our defense exports have increased almost 34 times in the last 10 years, and now India has defense exports to almost 85 countries. A few years back, we also saw that the world has a very disruptive event during the pandemic. The COVID pandemic created lockdowns and disruptions across the world, and at that point of time, India was proudly one of the few countries that developed its own indigenous vaccines, developed two vaccines indigenously, Covaxin and Covishield, which vaccinated 1 billion plus of our population, and we could give vaccines to 100 plus countries and pharmaceutical products to 150 plus countries. In the recent months and years, whenever there was a global event that was causing disruption, India was emerging as a key symbol of stability and security. While we are seeing this unprecedented growth, where in the last 11 years, almost every single year, India was the fastest growing digital economy. India was the fastest growing major economy. At that point of time, to ensure that there is inclusive growth also, to ensure that our 140 crore people grow with our Prime Minister's development mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas, and to ensure that every last citizen of this country goes forward while we are pursuing our vision of Vikasit Bharat, Sarvodaya through Antodaya, to ensure that a lot of schemes, almost 300 plus schemes, had been created to ensure empowerment and to ensure inclusive growth. I am sure all of you here are very well familiar with some of the major ones. For instance, the Prime Minister's Awas Yojana, the PM Awas Yojana, in the first 10 years had sanctioned and had created 4 crore plus houses, and after our record third victory, 3 more crore houses have been sanctioned and allocated across India. The Swachh Bharat mission, because of the mission, 11 crore plus toilets have been created in this country. In the Ayushman Bharat mission, Right now, it is the world's largest health program where there are 50 crore plus beneficiaries. And after our third victory in 2024, now the Modi government has ensured that there is free coverage for every Indian citizen of 5 lakh plus for every Indian citizen who is above 70. The Prime Minister Garib Kalyan Yojana right now is ensuring free rations to 80 crore people, which is more than the population of US and Europe combined. And the Jal Jeevan mission right now is ensuring that tap water connection goes to almost 40 crore households, 4 crore households. In the last 11 years, 25 crore people, 250 crore people have been lifted out of multi-dimensional poverty, which is unprecedented anywhere in the world at any point of time. And the PM Kisan Samman Yojana in the last 11 years, to 11 crore farmers, 3.68 lakh crores have been disbursed. I am very happy and proud that today I am giving the press conference in the state of Mizoram. In the last 11 years for the Narendra Modi ji government, the biggest priority has been the development and full integration of the northeastern region. The Prime Minister himself has come to the northeastern part of India in the last 11 years more than 80 times. That is more than all the previous Prime Ministers combined in the first 65 years since independence. The Prime Minister changed our Look East policy to the Act East policy, and in the last 11 years, almost 5 lakh plus crores have been spent in the Northeast and sanctioned in the Northeast to increase connectivity, capacity, and trade. A lot of development projects, high value development connectivity projects currently is happening in different parts of the Northeast. There is the India, Myanmar, Thailand IMT transport corridor. There are projects like the Kaladan multi-modal corridor. There is an underwater tunnel connecting Assam to Arunachal Pradesh. All these takes a lot of very high engineering finesse. And in Mizoram itself, there is the railway line. The railway line 52 kilometers, for which almost 8,500 crores have been sanctioned. In the 2024-25 budget, 3,613 projects worth almost 44,859 crores have been approved for Northeast India. In Northeast, in the last 11 years, the number of airports have increased from 7 to 17. 10 greenfield projects have been built in the Northeast. Under Mission Organic Value Chain Development, 434 farmer producer organizations have been formed and 1.73 lakh hectares have been covered, which benefits 2.19 lakh farmers. Peace accords have been signed with various groups, the Bodo groups, Naga, Karbi, NLFT, tribal groups, DNLA, Alpha, NLFT and ATTF, bringing peace to the northeastern region. Insurgency in the northeast has declined by almost 64%, and AFSPA has been withdrawn from 75% of the pre-existing areas. The Narendra Modi ji government, led by our Prime Minister, we have seen unprecedented levels of prosperity as well as development in the last 11 years. The Modi government is a responsible, accountable, transparent and corruption-free government. And the government believes in the motto of reform, transform and perform. 11 years ago, this country was mired in a lot of politics of division and appeasement. But under the Prime Minister's leadership, a political culture based on performance, accountability and report cards have now become the new norm. Now our citizens, our 140 crore citizens proudly say, Modi ji hai to mumkin hai. If our Prime Minister is there, anything is possible. our people now believe that their problems will be solved by our government led by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. In the last few years, we have also as a government taken a lot of very bold steps that have made India more secure, peaceful and prosperous than any time in the past. The Bharatiya Janata Party that I proudly represent is a party that completely believes in the motto that we will do what we say we will do. The party was created in 1980, and at that point of time itself, the party has very clearly said that Article 370 will be abrogated. In 2019, the government took a historic step of ensuring that Article 370 was abrogated, and now the state of Kashmir is more peaceful and more secure than any time in the past. And there is economic development happening in Kashmir. There is increased tourism in Kashmir, stone pelting has ended, and terrorism has drastically decreased. The abolition of triple talaq also happened in a few years back. Before that, even vast majority of the Islamic countries, including Iran and Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, did not have triple talaq. But India was one of the few countries which actually had this archaic practice of triple talaq. Narendra Modi ji led government ensured that triple talaq is no longer legal, and by that he has ensured that there is tremendous women empowerment. There is a new Waqf law, a Waqf amendment law that again has ensured that in the coming years the Waqf boards, which right now is the largest private landholders in this country, where there are almost 10 lakh plus acres worth 40 lakh plus crores. This is the Waqf property valuation in India, and Modi ji has ensured that Waqf properties will from now on be managed in a very transparent manner, and he has also ensured that Waqf boards cannot claim any tribal lands any longer. The Citizen Amendment Act was also brought in, which ensures that our minority persecuted brothers and sisters from our neighboring countries will no longer be persecuted, and the government of India will be giving them all possible support, including fast track citizenship. 33% women reservation was also passed by the Narendra Modi ji government in the previous years, and this has been something that was spoken about by all the opposition parties for a long time. But finally, it took Narendra Modi ji and his government to ensure that women in this country get full empowerment possible, and they will get their much deserved representation in all the houses across this country, including the parliament. I am also very proud to say that now our country is fastly moving towards a Naxal-free India. In 2014, there were 126 districts which were infected by Naxalism. Now it has become 18. Now Naxalism exists only in 18 districts in India. Violence has decreased by more than 53%, and casualties among security forces has decreased by almost 72%. Our Honorable Home Minister has very clearly said that by April of 2026, Naxalism will be fully eliminated and eradicated from across India. The Bharatiya Janata Party is not just a party that, unlike the Congress and many other parties, just have slogans like Garibi Hatao. This country in the last 11 years have seen unprecedented poverty alleviation, where over 25 crore people, 250 crore people have risen out of poverty. A event that is unprecedented in world history anywhere, and the country is rapidly moving towards full poverty eradication. The government also has introduced a new education policy, the NEP 2020, India is the youngest country in the world. Our median age is 28. And with the new education policy, the Narendra Modi ji led government is ensuring that our youth will be fully equipped and fully skilled to meet the challenges and opportunities of the future. The budget of 2024-25 embodied the government's decisiveness. The total expenditure pegged at the 2024-25 budget was an all-time high of 44.6 lakh crore, and the capacity outlay was an all-time high of 10 lakh crore. TAP slabs have drastically increased, which has given a lot of allowance for our middle class. Now till 12.75 lakh, there is no income tax. Similarly, angel tax has been eradicated; it has been removed, and that makes it much more easier for entrepreneurs and startups to do business in India. Last 11 years was only a foundation, but it was a strong foundation where our country has now risen to a 4 trillion plus economy. It is the fastest growing global economy. It is the fastest growing digital economy. The country is in a trajectory where in the coming years it will be a 5 trillion third largest economy by 27-28, and the country is racing towards our destination of being a fully developed Vikasit Bharat by 2047, an upper middle income country that will be a very prominent pole in a multipolar world. The last 11 years is only a foundation, but it has completely changed India's governance culture, and it has unleashed India towards an Amrit Kal of prosperity where everyone can be rest assured that under our Prime Minister's vision in the 100th year of our independence in 2047, we will be a fully developed Vikasit Bharat. I thank you all for your attention. Jai Hind. If any questions are there, I can take.